Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Wednesday night. Back in action, the Modified Madness Tour for the Championship Racing Association taking on Thompson International Speedway. Hard-nosed race action, and tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a full field of cars, so you're going to see some great racing action taking place here this evening. We're going to go live now to the playing of the National Anthem. When we come back, got a lot to talk about as we're narrowing down the end of this season. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. I'm Dustin Caldwell here this Wednesday night. The Modified Madness Tour is taking on Thompson International Speedway for a showdown like no other, as we are going to have a large field of cars here tonight. Race director Kyle Barnes has been promoting the heck out of this league, and it looks like some dividends are paying off here tonight. Take a look at the race information there on your screen here at Thompson International Speedway. This half-mile track, just a little bit over half-mile track. We could go .53 to be exact. It's going to be a tough one here for the light modifieds to keep up with the tours in the straightaways, but the banked corners, expect to see them side by side. Weather information down below. 72 degrees in the air, 66% humidity, mostly cloudy, with a matching track temperature of 72 degrees. A little bit warmer temperatures. We happened to see this last night out in Richmond, and it proved to be a tough night for the Gen 6 cars to take on that track. But tonight we got the modifieds. A little bit wider tires on these cars. Should be able to grip these corners pretty well. Should see a lot of passing, a lot of side-by-side racing action. Coming into tonight, the Modified Madness Tour. Again, if this is your first time tuning into the Modified Madness Tour, I'd like to let everybody know that you're going to see two classes of cars, though they look very, very similar, easily denoted by color of numbers. The blue numbers are the Tour Modifieds. The red numbers are the Modified Lights. The only thing really separating these two classes of cars are just horsepower, for the most part, and a little bit of difference in the engine, but it is two classes of cars that'll be racing on this track at the same time. So you get to see the action of two different races unfold. And the one thing to keep in mind here, even though the Modified Lights may be slower down these straightaways, they do not have to yield for the Modified Tours. And coming into tonight, after a week off, last race took place on August 31st. Christian Peterson able to get a victory there in the Tour Modifieds. He's definitely working his way into a solid lead to possibly go for the championship. And it was Austin Coop coming away with the victory 2 weeks ago when we took on South Boston to get a victory there for the Modified Lights. Coming into tonight, these guys are going to be raring and ready to go. Qualifying is already complete. So while we are waiting, we can go ahead and show you what the grid should look like here tonight. Christian Peterson, though he shows on the pole, will be relegated to the back as he is multiple series victor, or multiple week victor. So they are going to make him start from the back. So technically it is a one-position shuffle. Adam Rigo up front. Wade Cheetah will be there, the number 12 car. Tom Hameka in fourth. Running out your top five in qualifying, Brian Neff, the number 60 car, will have the 87 car of Robbie Bunden with him. Seth the Merchant, Kyle Leveralt will round out the fourth row in row number 5. To the inside in ninth position, the 07 of Thomas Conheady will round out your tours, and it looks like Tanner Cook is going to get the pole for the light modifieds here tonight. He'll be starting overall in 10th on the grid, but taking a look back in row number 6, you'll see the 53 of Austin Coop and Tom Wetmore. Jason Freeman, Mason Dunn will be side by side. Nathan Hurlburt, Rhett Tucker, Philip Temples, David Swarren, Benny Ellison, and Michael Bolden will be rounding out with a little bit of A.J. Brissett, Zach Mecca, Robert Lacavara, Kyle Barnes, and Alan Wild on the field. So a lot of vehicles here tonight, folks. A lot. We're talking 15, probably about 25 to 30 vehicles between the two divisions. And they are going to start to make their way to the grid. Get you down there momentarily as drivers are preparing to get out there. As we take a look down the grandstands, you can see right there is the pace car. Anticipate to see that six-man Inc. number 23 of Christian Peterson get relegated here once the pace car takes off. Again, the bounty tonight continues. If you remember back a couple weeks ago at Five Flags, the bounty was placed on Peterson's head, meaning iRacing credits were going to be given if somebody was able to beat him as long as he was able to finish. And Peterson ended up getting victory, so that extended the bounty week for the six-man Inc. Peterson irrigation machine. And we'll see tonight here if somebody else can claim that bounty and get those iRacing credits. It's going to be 2 laps of pacing before we go to the green. 150 laps to come your way, folks. And you can hear the car start to shift into gear. Pace car should be moving. There it goes. And Rigo up front will assume the lead as Christian Peterson talking about it. Peterson will be relegated to the back. Here they come down the front stretch. One more lap to go before we get the green flag here tonight. That pace car will be set to go into the pits this time by, and it looks like Peterson is going to stay up front. Typical league rule would relegate him to the back with a multiple weeks win, but he is going to stay up front here, folks. And the base car is set to go into the pits. There it goes, out of turn number 4. Here they come to the green flag.
Green, green, green.
It's in the air, and we're off to the race here at Thompson. Rigo to the outside, holding true to his middle line. As Peterson snaps a little bit from the low line. Here they are racing down towards turn number 3. And Christian Peterson already out to a lead out of the 4th turn, now into the front stretch. Across that start and finish line with about a half a car length lead over the 17 of Adam Rigo. Wade Cheetah back there in 3rd position, trying to hold off the 14 of Tom Ameka. Ameka there into the inside, working that lower to mid groove. Through turns 3 and 4, now into the front stretch. The Tours are starting to pull away from the lights. Jumping back to the lights as they come across that start-finish line. Tanner Cook and that number 18 Rockstar Machine holding down the lead as he has Brian Neff behind him, the number 60 car. Tour modified, or 69, excuse me. That's newcomer Tom Wetmore in 2nd position, just about 4 car lengths behind the number 18 of Tanner Cook. Winner 2 weeks ago, Austin Coop back there in 3rd position, the number 53 machine down the back stretch. Towards turn number 3 here on lap number 4 will be one to watch later on in the race. He is known to pull one away from the back up to the race lead now for the Tour Modifieds. Christian Peterson barreling into turn number 3, working that middle high groove. Rigo right there behind him, and we've got a caution flag here into lap number 6. Like it's going to be the 53 of Austin Coop. Possibly a little spin out action coming out of turn number 2. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. And it looks like there's going to be contact between Zach Mecca, the Tour Modified driver, and the 53 of Austin Coop, and that's going to send the 53 car into the infield grass, where he's going to go for a nice little slide. Will he make contact with the wall? He's coming close, 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 and yep. He's going to have just enough to throw some sparks off of that wall in the inside barrier. So the top 5 as the Tour Modifieds roll across that start-finish line into lap number 8. Christian Peterson, Adam Rigo, Wade Cheetah, Tom Hameka, and Brian Neff are your top 5 in Tours. Top 5 in Lights, Tanner Cook, Tom Wetmore, Jason Freeman, Philip Temples, and Mason Dunn are the top 5s there in your light division. As we were talking about earlier, the season is winding down. We've got about, coming out a week, we'll have about 5 more races left in this 18-week season. We'll be taking on New Hampshire next week. And then it's on to the guilty pleasure of iRacing drivers everywhere, Southern National Motorsports Park. Home of a big Thanksgiving Day race. You've been paying attention to social media and you've been following this league, Championship Racing Association, you should know by now. Coming up this winter of 2016 into early part of 2017, it's going to be a great late model and super late model tour being taken place. We'll be able to cover that broadcasting to you folks. A big tournament coming up. If you haven't seen it, check out their website, championshipracingassociation.com. or look up the league name on Facebook. Here we go. Set to go green on lap number 11 as the pace car takes him into turn number 3. Christian Peterson, Adam Rigo. Up front, Wade Cheetah and Tom Hameka are the front 4. Pace car into the pits, rolling out of turn number 4. Here they come to the start-finish line.
Green flag,
the green flag's in the air. We're back to the race. And Peterson tonight been looking pretty solid in the lower groove when he's had Rigo beside him. Although the preferred groove here tonight is the middle groove. Once they get out to the lead, watch Peterson climb the track.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
And we've got another caution flag. Big pile up out of turn number 2. Tom Wetmore, one of the drivers affected by this incident. Let's go back and follow him into that fiasco. See here, they're coming to the restart. Barrel away in the first couple turns. Wow, somebody's going to clock that wall hard. And something must have happened here with Wetmore. Somebody got on the brakes. Not quite sure what he may have seen that would cause him to get on the brakes that hard. But he ended up with a big incident. A few other cars back there tagging the wall out of turn number 2. If I'm not mistaken, I think the 07 of Thomas Conheady in the Tour Modified went up into the wall in turn number 1. There's Wetmore now, making his way off of pit road back onto the track. Indiana driver here tonight started 3rd on the grid for the lights. Currently sitting in 9th position. So a little bit of shuffling of the lineup. Peterson getting down pit road early on. He's going to be swimming through some light modified traffic as he makes his way up back to where he should be in the lineup. Currently Rigo into lap number 15, pacing around here. Will so far claim 1 lap lead. Here comes Christian Peterson back to the lead. definitely a beautiful night here at Thompson. To say the least, kind of a paperclip style track as you take a look down from our blimp cam. And a nice view of what this track is like and what these guys have to endure on these corners. Lights have come off the pace car. We're going to be set to go green on lap number 17. Pace car into the pits as they roll through turn number 4. Flagman with the signal, ready to go.
Green
And
flag,
the green
green
flag's in the air. Lap number 17 underway. Christian Peterson and Amigo side by side into turns number 1 and 2. Wade Cheetah looking to take away second position from Rigo as he's to the inside. Down the backstretch into the third turn as Christian Peterson now in his preferred line, that middle groove out of turn number 4. That front stretch into the first turn into lap number 17. Peterson has the line that he likes. And some of these drivers really swinging wide in the first couple turns. Looks like Nemeka went really wide in turns 1 and 2. Back in the lights out of turn number 4. Here comes Tanner Cook, the 18 machine. Across the start-finish line, it looks like Zach Mecca is going to pass to the inside here, that Tour Modified. The extra horsepower has got to use the straightaways to make the passes here. And now Mecca to the inside, trying to get around. Oh, and Mecca is going to go for a little spin there to the inside, the infield. Tanner
all right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Here. And wow. Tough night here for Austin Coop as he's going to find his tires are sky side up. Nice close battle with Nathan the Wrecking Ball Hurlburt. Austin Coop trying to work that high side right there, and he's just going to get clipped. Got pinched right up the wall, and take a look at that action as he is just going to go for a spin. Some air time as well. The sparks really flying. Wow, take a look at that. You can definitely tell that Coop is not happy. Tough night for that car as they were able to get it flipped over and put down pit road. To see if he'll be able to get back out. Trying to salvage points at this part of the race so far. Though there are a lot of laps to make up, depending upon how much damage has been done to that car. Being overturned like that, you would imagine you'd have some fuel leaking out, as well as other liquids such as oil. The guy right there is going to be the one to watch here tonight for the light modified division. Started on the pole position for the lights. And this Rockstar number 18 car going to be the one to beat. Tanner Cook, Virginia driver, in the series has been solid all year. His performance so far tonight complements the hard work that he's put into this season. Talked about him a lot early on in the race, the number 23 of Christian Peterson. This New England driver here coming down the backstretch. Pretty much been the golden boy, if you will, for the Tour Modified class. Been able to find victory lane more often than not. So much, in fact, that they've actually placed a league bounty on his head for somebody to beat this guy. Lots got to be said when they put a bounty on your head have somebody beat you. And Rigo now behind him. Looks like we've gone to single file restarts. Cut down on the cautions here, folks. 3 in total, first 25 laps of this race. Pace car set to go into the pits as they head into turn number 4. There goes the pace car. Peterson out of turn number 4. We'll see the green flag.
Green flag, green
and
flag.
There's the green flag. Lap 26 underway. Already starting to move, and Rigo's going to go for a spin.
Caution is out.
Oh, and we've got a big incident. Ray Cheetah is going to spin Adam Rigo into the entry point of turn number 3. Not quite sure if he was anticipating Rigo to go a little higher than he did up the track, but unfortunately, Rigo stayed true to his line and got spun as a result. Let's take a look at the replay. Hard-fought battle out of the first couple turns. Here comes Ray Cheetah right behind him. And right there's enough to tag him right at the entry point of turn number 3, and a little helping hand as well. From Kyle Leverald and the 17 of Adam Rigo. He's going to get some airtime early on in this race. Rigo has come down pit road, trying to wiggle those tires. Trying to gain every little bit of ground that he can, and unfortunately, will need a push from his crew. .07 car making his way off the pits. Thomas Conheady, your modified driver, will be heading back out to the field. Again, folks, coming into tonight off of a 2-week break. These drivers raring and ready to go. A little animosity early on. Almost like a reintroduction to racing with one another. Last night I had a chance to mention it, but folks, coming up on Thursday nights, got a new league joining the Digital Forge lineup. Sim Auto Racing Association, also known in short as CRA, will be bringing a late model series to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network's lineup. Look forward to seeing some great late model race action out of that league. They'll be airing their races around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, coming up towards the end of the month. Friday night, Loose Lug Nuts Bump and Run Street Stock Series will be back in action. Definitely want to tune in and catch that. Thomas Axel getting a victory at Southern National Motorsports Park last Friday night. Lights off that pace car. 32 is the lap number when the green flag shall drop. Pace car into the pits. Here comes Christian Peterson with a nice pace already through the 4th turn. They bunch it up into the front stretch. They go. The green flag flies. We're back to the race. Beneficial restarting point for Christian Peterson. He begins to pull away. A lot of momentum from the 23 car coming out of turn number 2. Kyle Leverald now has Seth DeMerchant behind him. DeMerchant to the inside. He's going to try for a second position pass. And he's going to have it in the lower groove. Seth DeMerchant. Oh, and he's trying to hold off Leverald. Leverald falling back to 3rd position. And Seth DeMerchant, one of the guys that can challenge Peterson for the lead, comes out of turn number 4 down the front stretch into lap number 34. And he starts his run at the race leader, just coming out of turn number 2. Back in the light division, Tanner Cook still up to the race lead for the lights. Nice sizable lead. About a second and a half between him and the 91 of Philip Temples. Temples out of turn number 4. Works his way now into the first couple turns. Side-by-side racing action as Wade Cheetah is swimming through some lights now. Benny Ellison to the high side, running a new paint scheme here. Ellison to the inside. Oh, got it. He's going to smoke the wall. Ellison and Dunn. Dunn just a little bit off of Ellison's pace as 01 Machine springs down towards turn number 3. Temples now to the outside as Cheetah to the inside. Extra horsepower of the Tour Modified helps propel him just further ahead and closer in the field as currently Cheetah sitting back in 7th position in the Tour Modifieds. Back up to the race lead. A good battle heating up between Seth the Merchant and Christian Peterson as they roar down the backstretch towards that third turn here on lap number 38. The Merchant putting the pressure on Peterson, looking to the inside. Will he challenge him for race lead? He's got it by a nose across the start-finish line. And Seth the Merchant has taken over the race lead on lap number 39. Beautiful inside pass, and Peterson knows that if he lets this guy in front for too long, he's going to begin to pull away. So Peterson will try to reel him in here as they cross the front stretch into that first turn on lap 40. Zach Mecca has Tom Hameka. Hamika, if it's Hamika, I apologize, Tom. Got a pronunciation early on in the season as Hameka. They say Hamika, so I'm not sure. Mecca and Hameka are battling now for 4th position as the 14 car just off the pace of the 42, working their way into the backstretch. Robbie Bunton, one of the drivers here, has been kind of quiet in the last couple of races, looked really solid early on. This 87 machine pretty much out to a solid 6th place slot right now as he heads into lap number 42. Tanner Cook now sees the Tour Modified Wade Cheetah behind him as he works his way into turns 3 and 4. Now into the front stretch to the high side by the wall. And Rockstar Energy car. Not really going to give Cheetah a opening chance. He's going to make him work for it. Taking away the preferred line from the 12 car. Temples and Ellison battle it out for 2nd position as they come out of the 4th turn into the front stretch. Ellison, one of the best drivers in the light modified so far, and I say best to add as far as accumulated points. Ellison has a 6-point lead over Scott Naslin, who couldn't be here tonight. Naslin had a severed internet connection when the water company came out, and unfortunately, due to the rights of that, had to deal with that tonight. So unfortunately, Naslin couldn't make it to the track. Taking a look into the backstretch, Tanner Cook working his way into the 3rd turn behind Tour Modified driver Thomas Conheady. Wade Cheetah rolling up closer and closer to Robbie Bunton now. Out of turn number 4 to the inside. Here comes your Tour Modified leader, Seth the Merchant. As they pass Philip Temples, Christian Peterson now to the inside of Temples. Works his way into the 3rd turn. Leverall will not have the room this turn, but he should try and put inside pass here on the straightaway. And the caution flag is going to fly. And it looks like Robbie Bunton's going to get spun out coming out of turn number 2. little snap right there. And he's going to go sideways towards the infield. So, Robbie London, the Michigan driver, bring out the next option on the night. This is the Modified Madness Tour Championship Racing Association here at Thompson International Speedway this Wednesday night. We're going to take a short commercial break when we come back. More race action is coming your way, folks, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Beautiful night of racing here at Thompson International Speedway this Wednesday night. Thanks again for tuning in into the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. And another beautiful shot from the blimp cam there overshadowing the track. while we were at commercial, another caution flag coming out. Makes a total of 6 tonight. Pretty much about 58 laps complete. Talked about early on here, early in the broadcast, last night at Richmond. Gen 6 cars there. And for 160 laps at Richmond, and unfortunately with about the same track temperature, around 72 degrees. Had a total of 16 cautions on the night. As the pace car brings him down the front stretch, Seth the Merchant still your race leader. Christian Peterson now making his way off of pit road. Gonna fall back in the lineup just a little bit. He's actually coming back down pit road. Must have been caught speeding down pit road, has to serve a penalty. So he'll be rolling down through. Quick stop at his pit box, serving a few second penalty here. Lights off the pace car here on lap number 61. Seth the Merchant will have the 7 of Kyle Leverall to the outside. PS Designs Chevrolet powered number 35 car of the Merchant. Total of 22 laps led here tonight will take us back to the green on lap 62. Pace car now into the pits. The Merchant with the pace out of turn number 4. They start to roll, bunching up.
Green flag, green
There's
flag.
the green flag, and it's a side-by-side battle. Leverall to the outside. Across the start-finish line, Mecca getting a little choosy on the line that he wants. Is going to dive it down inside to the 7 car, and he's going to come screaming down now by the Merchant. Trying to challenge the 35 for the race lead to the inside out of turn number 4. The Merchant's going to tag that wall. Get a little airtime on the right side for the 35 car. Here comes the 42 of the holy man, Zach Mecca. What a dominant performance out of that second turn after the restart, as he was able to go to the inside of Kyle Leverall, really propel himself by, and even get up close enough to challenge this 35 car for the race lead. Still about 3/10 of a second off as they head down towards turn number 3 here on lap 64. And the 42 cars start to rally back. Reel in this 35 of the Merchant. Tanner Cook sees Brian Neff to the inside. Tour modified driver Christian Peterson as well. As Cook is trying to be as patient as possible, allow the tour guys by to the inside. It's a nice little nod there from one leader to another. And Cook now into the front stretch across the start and finish line. Makes it done, is able to get around Benny Ellison, the 97 car here tonight, making a first appearance so far in the league. And Ellison, veteran points leader, is playing the patient game as he works his way into the third turn to the high side. He's going to look to the inside of Dunn coming out of turn number 4. Ellison now to the inside, puts himself side by side with Dunn, and he's going to have the position. And the 0-1 of Benny Ellison moves up into second position. That fast P by Benny, CustomDirtCars.com car, looking really solid into this front stretch. Seth the Merchant able to pull away now further from Zach Mecca. Pretty much double the time that we last saw. Almost 7/10 of a second lead over this 42 car as he works his way into turn 1. Nice little battle here as you got a mixture of tour modified drivers and light modified drivers. Out of turn number 2, the 17 up window getting just a little bit loose. Robbie Bunton to the inside of Mason Dunn. Thomas Kahn heading to the outside. Ellison just ahead is away from all the fray. Dunn now clear of the modified drivers, can settle down into his line as he has Rigo behind him. Rigo's going to go Go to the inside of done here.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
We've got another caution flag. And this one is going to be credited to the 19 car of Red Tucker. Back and take a look. As we dial back our replay camera and following the Florida driver here tonight, started 7th. He's up as far as 6th position here on the lights. See exactly what got him loose. Here the tires really working to get some grip. Tries to dive it down. It's going to be too much right here. The rear end is going to come around as he climbs the contour of the track. Locks him up. A little bit of ground out there as he sees sparks fly out of the rear of that car. Not quite to the halfway point of tonight's race. Let's take a look at the summary. 73 laps completed. And 9 total lead changes between the two divisions. 7 total cautions here. Pretty much getting about 10 laps, figuratively, before a yellow flag flies. Got into the pits a few laps ago, and he's now back up to 4th position here on the Tour Modifieds. Trying to run down that 35 car. This guy right here, Seth the Merchant, picking up a total now of 35 laps led as he crosses the start finish line. As the lights come off the pace car, wave rounds begin. And the Merchant will have Mecca to the outside. Keep in mind, folks, last time we had a restart, Zach Mecca looked solid coming out of turn number 2. Let's see what happens here as they work their way into the 3rd turn. It's going to be lap number 77 as the 35 car will be setting that pace. There goes the pace car. They begin bunching up in turn 4. Into the front stretch.
Green flag,
There's
green
the green
flag.
flag. We're back to the race, and on we go. And a little payback from Leverall to the inside of Mecca. Mecca's able to take him on the outside, holding on to 2nd position. A little side-by-side battle between Peterson and Leverall. This Leverall can't hold the line, and now Christian Peterson into 3rd position, right behind the 42 of Zach Mecca. And he's going to continue to climb on the fresher set of tires. Let's see what the 23 car does. Peterson looking to the inside of Mecca into turns 3 and 4. Not pressing anything just yet. Down the front stretch into turn number 1 here on lap 79. We've crested the halfway point of tonight's race, and Christian Peterson sitting in 3rd position, about 1 second off of Seth the Merchant's pace. Contact for the 23 car. The Merchant on the move to be able to collect that bounty here tonight. Peterson does have to finish, folks. As we take a look back to the lights, Tanner Cook still dominating the lights here tonight. Working his way out of the 4th turn. You can see there, folks, 82 laps left. Now 81. That's the whole race. race, folks. Tanner Cook, the man to beat here tonight. Tour modified driver Brian Neff right there behind him. We'll look for a turn 3. Whoa, even before a turn 3 pass, and he's going to tag him a little bit. Oh, and Cook not too happy about that connection there. Freeman in second position now, has Rigo to the inside. Two different classes side by side coming out of turn number 2. To the high side, Jason Freeman. The inside, Adam Rigo. Ellison, who was in second position before the L5
All right, man,
came
caution is out. Caution is out.
Back there in third. We've got another caution flag. Like Kyle Leverall and Thomas Conheady. Just a little splash and go action as they slowed down to match pit speed. Let's see if Conheady got busted for speeding down pit road. We'll have to see if he comes back in. Like they may have gotten away with it. And it looks like Rigo now comes down pit road. Excuse me, Wade Cheetah, apologize. Wade Cheetah makes his way down pit road. No tires to be taken here, folks. Usually if there is a tire window, it's within the first 75 laps of the race. Talking about that mishap back at USA, can't get it out of our minds. Christian Peterson. Oh, it's Seth the Merchant. Pulling an old wise move there, throwing his tires through the grass to cool them off. If you're not familiar with the recent update that came out with iRacing, the Dynamic Tracks version 2 as they call it. These cars get around this track, they're going to heat it up even further. These drivers want to try to keep these tires as cool as possible, maintain as much grip as possible. That's why you see the 35 car go down through the grass, cooling off the tires just a little bit. Light should be coming off the pace car this time by. We'll be back green on lap number 89. It looks like the Merchant wants to choose the high line this time, as Mecca will go to the inside. Little flip-flop action there. The Merchant will still set the pace, but he will be on the outside group. Definitely see early on that this middle group was the preferred line. As the pace car now heads into the pits, here we go. The Merchant on the outside coming out of turn number 4.
Green flag.
There's
green flag.
the green flag, and off we go! Oh, it looks like Mecca's going to get the jump here. See what happens if the Merchant's able to take him on the outside, side by side out turn number 2, and the Merchant screams around the 42 of Mecca. Even more beneficial to Merchant's cause, he was holding on the 23 of Christian Peterson.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
And it looks like Mason Dunn and Kyle Leverall are going to get into the wall there in turn 4. Tucker, the 19 car there, black and teal. Inside of lane 2 right in front of Kyle Leverall. And there's a little bit of mishap. Leverall just shot right up the track, and Mason Dunn nearly flips as the whole right side of that 97 car comes up off the ground. Red Tucker's going to be spun to the inside, and he's going to sit in the inside infield there to the right side of your screen. Go back one more time. We'll take a look at the perspective here of Kyle Leverall. We'll go on board with the 7th car. Here's the restart. Way tuned down to the inside, and there's where it is. Leverall really tries to, so with the term they use, dive bomb, tries to get to underneath Red Tucker. Unfortunately, it's going to spin out the 19 car, causing that mishap there in turn number 4. Question's got to be, when we go back to the green, can Christian Peterson have enough to maintain that bounty and ever so more push the value up if he gets into victory lane? That's what we're going to be watching for here. It's Christian Peterson back there in 3rd position. Seth the Merchant right now on track. Be able to claim that prize. So the lights off the pace car yet again. And a little flip-flop action. The Merchant wants to try the inside lane this time. Tell Peterson is ready to go. He's on the bumper there of the Merchant, letting him know he's there. Into turn number 3 now. Turn number 4, the pace car goes into the pits. The Merchant's got to be ready on this restart. Here they come out of turn number 4.
Green flag,
the green flag's in the air. Here we go. And the Merchant taking off to the inside. Peterson's going to follow suit. Way low, and now he's going to come out side by side with Mecca. Battle for 2nd position takes on into turn number 3. Peterson to the low groove, Mecca to the high groove, out of turn number 4, down the front stretch. And the 42 is going to hang on to hold on to 2nd position. But down goes Peterson yet again to that low mid groove. Into the backstretch, just not enough. Peterson trying to work that middle groove. He's going to try the high side this time. Out of turn number 4 behind the 42. Attacks the wall, and that's going to close the gap for Peterson. Peterson to the inside of Mecca into turns 1 and 2. London just off the pace a little bit back there in 4th position. As they work their way now into turn number 3, Peterson going to try yet again to get around Mecca. Out of turn number 4 into the front stretch, about 2 car lengths off the pace. Peterson looks to the inside. Mecca cuts him off there in turn number 2 and will hold on to 2nd position. So for the time being now, the 23 of Christian Peterson just got to play Mecca's game until he can find a mistake or an opportunity to be able to pass his 42 car. Jumping back to the lights, Tanner Cook into turn number 1 here on lap 100. Sizable lead as we see Jason Freeman the outside of Adam Rigo in the backstretch now to turn number 3. Look at the battle behind with Vinny Ellison to the outside of Wade Cheetah and Kyle Leverall as well. Ellison to the high side, Leverall to the inside, down the back stretch towards turn number 3. Freeman still about a second behind. Tanner comes out of 4 and Leverall's to the inside. Get back out onto the track after sliding from turn 3 into turn 4. Rigo now to the inside of the light modified leader Tanner Cook as they work their way out of turn number 4 into the front stretch. It's Rockstar Energy, number 18 machine. Flawless here tonight, to say the least, at Thompson. As you take a look at the race information as Rigo goes by to the inside, Tanner Cook tonight, out of the 104 laps, has led 103 total laps. And now Wade Cheetah looks to battle Rigo to the inside of Tanner Cook. Rigo's going to go around. Cheetah settles up before coming out of turn number 2. Turn 3 inside pass now. Cheetah Cook has to push high just a little bit to avoid contact. Freeman starting to see some daylight just ahead. And Leverall yet again to the inside. Or is that, no, that is Thomas Conheady. 07 machine. Sliding there before turn number 1. Joins the track. The Merchant back up there, out to a 1.2 second lead now as Peterson's able to get around Mecca. That's a long haul in the short track world to be able to reel in a guy that far away. Peterson's got to rely on patience and oversteer out of that 35 car. Robbie Budman back there in 4th position here tonight as we take a look at his information. Heading into turn number 1 here on lap 108. Started 6th on the grid, he's in 4th. Michigan driver spun out of turn number 2 a while back at around lap 50. It's been looking ever solid since. Sometimes you gotta fix a little shake, rattle, and roll out of you to get you wired and dialed in this 67 car, or 87 car. It's definitely looking to be so. And between him and Wade Cheetah now, it's about an 8-second gap. So we follow Bundon. Here's Bundon coming out of turn number 4 into the front stretch. Cheetah just now heading into turn number 3, if that gives you a perspective on the gap between 4th and 5th position here in the Tour Modifieds.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
And a slow-moving number 20 of Jason Freeman is going to come off the wall in the backstretch. Let's go take a look at the replay. Austin Coop back out on the track. I believe is what's driving this caution here. As he spun coming out of turn number 2. So all things considered, we now take a look back at the lights at Benny Ellison. Leader will be right behind race leader Tanner Cook tonight. Beneficial caution going to the 23 of Christian Peterson as the 1.2 second gap between him and Seth the Merchant is now closed, and they're going to be starting right by one another. The green flag flies as we get back to this race. Also benefiting as well is 5th position driver right now, Wade Cheetah. Talked about major gap between him and Robbie Bundon, about 8 seconds of a time gap. Actually be right behind the 7 car when they go back green. Coming up Friday night, I talked about it earlier, the Loose Lugnut's Bump and Run Street Stock Series is back in action. We'll be going live on the broadcast at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Friday night. Definitely want to tune in for that. Lights off the pace car, and the epic battle of the night is about to take place between the two dominators in the Tour Modified division. Seth the Merchant will be setting that pace when the green flag flies. Christian Peterson to the inside, the Merchant at the favorable line being on the outside. We'll have to see how this will play out as the pace car now heads into the pits. The Merchant ready to go. You can tell by the way he's pacing out of turn number 4. He's come firing off
Green
turn
flag,
4.
green flag.
Green flag in the air. Here we go. And the Merchant, wasting no time, is going to take off, leaving Peterson settle up behind him as they come out of turn number 2. A little snap on the grip from the 23 car, and that's going to give some more daylight between the 35 and Peterson. The Merchant across the start-finish line into lap 117. Peterson showing his veteran tenacity as he follows the Merchant ever so patiently, waiting for the right time to strike. It's one of the key factors to this guy. He knows he doesn't have to lead every single lap, only the last one, and he's going to continue to follow the 35 of the Merchant. Out of turn number 2, the gap starts to close, and now there's the mistake that he was waiting for. To the inside, Christian Peterson side by side with Seth the Merchant. What a battle up front, out of turn number 4 into the front stretch. And Peterson's going to be credited with that lap lead as he had a nose over to Merchant. To the inside now as the Merchant pushes just a little bit high. A little bit of wiggle action from the 35 car, and now the battle is still enraged into turn number 3. Christian Peterson looking to get around to Merchant. Side by side as they cross the start-finish line. Into turn 1, into Merchant's going to try a commanding move in the first turn. It's going to backfire until out of turn number 2, and he's going to go back to the race lead. Peterson now looks to the inside of the Merchant into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4, the Merchant has the position and will pull ahead to about a car length, 2 car lengths lead here on lap 121. What a battle these last couple laps between these two drivers. Peterson testing the Merchant, knowing the ability of what it'll take to pass him to hold the lead. Not quite sure that Peterson knows that he has not enough to be able to hold off the lead, but we'll see what will happen here as the laps progress, getting about to that 25 lap to go mark. Jumping back in the lights, Tanner Cook still out to the race lead with about a 2-second gap between him and 0-1 of Benny Ellison. Ellison, though, can see Rhett Tucker behind him as they work their way out of turn number 4 into the front stretch into lap number 123. Tucker closing the gap on Ellison as they work their way out of the second turn. Rigo to the inside. The Merchant still holding off Peterson as they work their way into the backstretch towards turn number 3. And lap traffic ahead slows up the race leader. And Peterson has to swing to the inside before turn number 1. Guy up to the high side that you see there is the 70 car. It is Davis Warren, late modified driver. And with about 25 laps to go, Seth the Merchant now. Total of 84 laps led on the night as Christian Peterson behind him. Peterson with a total of 36 laps led this evening. If there is anybody out in this league that can claim that balance with Christian Peterson, it is Seth the Merchant. You've been following the season all season long, or following the races of this series all season long. You'll know that Peterson has a hint that the Merchant has what it takes. The Merchant's going to spin out of 2. And now Christian Peterson to the inside down the backstretch. Towards the third turn, will take over the race. Will he have it out of 4? The Merchant to the high side. Balance back, but Peterson will be credited with that lap play. They once again find themselves side by side. Beautiful showing of different lines on a short track. And take a look at this. Red Tucker just ahead, does not have to yield. Peterson's got to find his way around. He chooses the inside. The Merchant chooses the inside before turn number 1. And they find themselves nose to tail heading through the first couple turns, but Peterson's going to pull away. And now, just to the inside. Looks like Austin Cupid's to the high side of them as they come out of turn number 4. The Merchant not willing to go away so quietly. Peterson has pulled away to a 3-length car gap. About 0.2 of a second there as extra time working through turns 3 and 4. Into the front stretch now across the start finish line. Into lap 132. Tanner Cook in the backstretch tagging the wall just a little bit. You can see Davis Warren 1 lap down. Fresher set of tires working his way up towards the leader. Gap between Tanner Cook and Benny Ellison as Cook comes out of turn number 2. Ellison not too far off the pace. Here comes Peterson with the Merchant.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
One of the most exciting times is to see the light and Tour Modified pass each other. The yellow flag's going to fly before you have the opportunity to do that. It's been a great night so far here at Thompson International Speedway with just about 15 laps to go here in the race. We'll take a short commercial break and we come back. We're going to close this bad boy out tonight. The question will be, will the Merchant be able to collect that Tour Modified bounty off of Christian Peterson's head? You want to stay tuned, folks. This one's going to be ending phenomenal.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Thompson this Wednesday night as the pace car is set to head into the pits as it works its way towards the third turn. Modified Madness Tour looking to close out another good night of racing as the pace cars into the pits. The Merchant to the inside, Peterson to the outside. Peterson with the pace. Out of
Green
turn
flag,
number
green
4.
flag.
There's the green flag. There goes Peterson, but the Merchant is ready for him. A little spin, extra tire spin there that the Merchant would have liked, and he's going to run Peterson up the track, take over the race lead. Cheetah to the outside of Mecca. Side-by-side battle between Mecca and Cheetah into turn number 3. Peterson looks to claim back up to that race lead out of turn number 4 now. Into 140 as we tend to do the next time by. And Peterson racing really hard now, trying to get to Merchant. Oh, and Mecca's going to go for a spin. He's able to save it, though, beautifully, right before Brian Neff climbs to his bumper. And take a look at the battle now up front. Peterson on the bumper up to Merchant. What an inside move he makes in turn number 2. Less than 10 laps. It'll be 9 to go this time by. Out of turn number 4. They find themselves side by side yet again. Peterson to the inside of the Merchant. Battles for that race lead. He's going to have it just so much, but rallying back. The 35 car of Seth the Merchant not going away. Working that outside groove. Beautiful job done here by these guys. The battle for this race lead, and a little slide action from the Merchant. He's going to tag the wall. And I think Peterson gives him a nod there. He does not want to blow him away with the contact. That is race etiquette right there, folks. Something you won't see. That's honor amongst brothers right there. Oh, wow, Mecca slid hard through the start-finish line and into the wall. Getting back on topic of these two drivers, Peterson, though he made contact, the Merchant was not willing to win on that note. Oh, and a little bit of delivery right back. And Peterson is going to hit the wall, ladies and gentlemen. The 23 car may be out for the night. Contact by the Merchant into Peterson into turn number 1, or right about that point. Here's the question. In order to collect the bounty, folks, Peterson has to return to the track. Will Peterson return to the track after that incident? Or will he remain into the pits, keeping that bounty going for the Tour Modifieds? About 4 laps to go. Seth the Merchant now has a sizable lead over Wade Cheetah, but Wade Cheetah is looking to reel him in as he comes out of turn number 4 with about 3 laps to go. Tanner Cook pretty much led every single lap for the light modified division here tonight. Is in cruise control as Benny Ellison, about a second and a half behind him. Next time by for the 35, the Merchant is going to see the white flag. The outside of Red Tucker. Seth the Merchant rolls that car. White flag in the air. Next time by, we will have 2 victors. Seth the Merchant in the backstretch. Got 2 more turns to go. And there he is to the checkered flag here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Seth the Merchant takes victory at Thompson. Tanner Cook out of turn number 4. Here he comes. Oh, spins the driver, but he'll take victory. And the fireworks there off the back stretch. Celebrating the hard work of these 2 victors here tonight. Very happy Tanner Cook taking victory here tonight. This is going to help out his cause in the light modified division. 72 points off of Benny Ellison coming into the night with 6th overall in the series points. Tonight's victory will help as he's got a 5 more race margin to capture potentially Benny Ellison. So what a night of racing. There is the first set of results on your screen. Seth the Merchant taking victory. Wade Cheetah not too far off the pace. And in third position tonight in the Tours, Zach Mecca. Tanner Cook will take victory. Benny Ellison and Rhett Tucker will finish in the top 3. And we're going to go live now with our light modified driver winner tonight, Tanner Cook. What a battle from that 96 machine, Randy's Tire Shop Cook Motorsports. Actually, you're running the 18 number now. You started out the season with the 96, but you switched up to the 18. Can you tell us why you did that?
Yeah, we brought out a new car, and the number just came with it, so we just kept it.
Definitely looks like that new number brings some newfound luck for you, and it definitely pays off here tonight. Hard work. Actually, I'd like to be able to say hard work for you. I'm sure you put a lot of hard work into getting that car ready for tonight, but it seemed like it was an easy night for you. It had at least the second lead over a lot of the field, and it was just trying to find the right line. Did you come into tonight's race knowing that your car was set up ready to go, or were you expecting some good battling action with the guys in your class?
I expected some really good battling with guys in here because of the bounty they've got up on me, but it looks like just a lot of the top guys got caught up in early wrecks, and that's just hard to get back from, especially at a short track. And I feel bad for them, but maybe we can bring out more cars next week for a bigger bounty.
Definitely. As we roll into New Hampshire next week, what can we expect out of the 18 car heading into that race?
I guess another win. That's the whole goal here. Finish out the season with that bounty still on our heads.
All right. Is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your victory here at Thompson?
Yeah, we don't have many sponsors on the new car, but thanks for you broadcasting. Thanks for Kyle for putting this race on.
All right. Well, congratulations, Tanner, on a job well done here tonight.
Thank you, sir.
There you have it, folks. Tanner Cook providing an interview there for the light modified winner. Wanted to catch up with Seth the Merchant, not able to do so. The Merchant declined interview here tonight, felt bad about the contact with Christian Peterson. Though he does pick up the victory, you would rather have seen a good sizable battle to the checkered flag with the 23 beside him. So out of respect, he wants to decline an interview here tonight, and just know that he apologizes to Christian Peterson for the contact. But with the results up on your screen, let's jump over to the summary results real quick out of tonight. Majority of the lead changes out of the 17 lead changes coming in the Tour Modified division as Tanner Cook was dominant in the lights. 11 total cautions here in this 150-lap bout at Thompson. Results on the screen again. Seth the Merchant, Tanner Cook taking victory in their divisions. You got the rest of the field. Rhett Tucker tonight picking up a solid third-place finish in his debut. Davis Warren, fourth position in the lights. Tough night there for the 53 of Austin Cube. It looks like Christian Peterson tonight is going to finish fourth overall from the incident that happened late in the race. No caution flag and a heavy hard hit to that inside wall. Of the field out there on your screen, folks. Digital Forge Broadcasting Network will be off tomorrow night. We'll be back in action coming up Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't done so already, folks, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button out there on YouTube. Find us on Facebook. Just look up Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. But that is going to do it for us here tonight. What a great night of Modified Madness Racing. We'll see you next week here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you.